is your First Alert 5 weather with Sam Schreier.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I thought I'd kind of re-hit the areas that are under the risks and explain why they are. So the Storm Prediction Center has issued a marginal risk across quite a bit of southern Colorado, basically I-25 out to the east. But there's also a smaller slight risk down south. Now, of the whole area, we're lacking a key component called wind shear, which will help keep storms organized. But we are building the energy, the instability. So the marginal risk, I understand why they did that, because we'll pop some good updrafts in these storms, and that could produce the hail a little bit easier. But there's really only a very small area where the wind shear looks good, and it's down in that slight risk. So the biggest storms would probably be out east of Trinidad along Highway 160. But even then, it's going to be a little tough for them to really pop some of that larger hail. 66 degrees in Colorado Springs. This tells me, despite the cloud cover, we are heating up. We are building some of that energy and fuel for storms later. Now, even Pikes Peak is at 32 degrees, freezing dead on. They might even go a little above here in the next hour or two. With Pueblo still looking pretty warm out there, 71 degrees, beautiful cumulus sky cover, which tells us that air is rising, popping those gorgeous puffy clouds over the city. Now, the hour by hour, it's been doing a pretty good job through the morning into the afternoon of what I think is going to happen. So we will keep warming up, not a ton, but we will get a little bit warmer here. Some storms should start sparking around Trinidad, also probably just east of Walsenburg around 2 o'clock. This is 2:30. They've already started going east of Trinidad. Remember, this area right here is probably where the strongest storms would go through the afternoon, somewhere between about 2 to 4, even 5 o'clock, hail being the biggest threat. Now, these storms will move off to the east. With 4 o'clock, we'll start looking at storms through Teller County to begin developing. Can't talk here. This is 5, 6 o'clock. At this point, they're still rolling into Colorado Springs. The biggest storms in our area are going to happen up on the Palmer Divide. So the more north and east you live into the city and along Highway 24, that's probably where some of the bigger storms and maybe some more of the bigger hail will fall. Things are going to keep moving east through the nighttime hours. The rain will broaden out. There should be some decent hail coverage from Lyman to Kit Carson, and at 8 o'clock Colorado Springs will probably see a secondary push of rain mixed in with lightning here, and I could still see there being some leftover pea-sized hail. By 10 o'clock this system keeps moving out to the east, and we are dry by the time we get towards midnight, especially Wednesday morning. There is a chance of rain on Wednesday, but it's not really until the nighttime, so really most of your Wednesday afternoon looks fantastic. We are on our way to our high temperatures, the warmest of which will be out east, which is also why this area in particular has one of those better chances for the strongest storms. It's going to be more energy down there mixed in with that wind support. Mountains will be in the 60s, still warm enough to get some good thunderstorms up around the Springs. So your forecast today, here's what I'm going, 70 for Tuesday. Now tomorrow, dry for the day, but that chance, that 20%, is more Wednesday night. That's when a few scattered storms, mainly along the Palmer Divide, could come back in. Warm and dry on Thursday, 83 degrees, and then as we get towards the weekend, Friday into Saturday, we knock those numbers back and we keep storm chances from Friday all the way into next week. So just keep that in mind. If we don't get our rains today or tonight, at least we have couple more chances we get out towards that forecast here. In Pueblo, we are seeing those temperatures get towards the 90s, especially as we get over towards Thursday. Looks like we're going to be 91 degrees, 60s and 70s on Saturday, Sunday. Keep those rain chances in place. Canyon City, we are sitting here at the 80s towards the middle of the week, 87 degrees on Thursday, 20% chances of rain on Saturday, Sunday, and finally we get over towards Woodland Park where we're going to see rain and storm chances every day this week except Thursday and a lot cooler into the weekend. Bree?